Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Am's Untitled Podcast. I'm Am. Hi, if you've never met me before and you've just stumbled across my podcast, it's very nice to meet you. Welcome to my Percy Jackson dedicated podcast. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the best of Percabeth moments in the TV show. Episode 4. As you know, if you don't know what I'm doing at the moment, I'm basically, because I'm a huge Percabeth shipper, I'm looking for the best moments that happen in each episode, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the books and the same thing in Heroes of Olympus as well. I've been doing it all over the weekend and I'm really excited to record those episodes. But in today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the TV show, which is episode 4, which is I Plunge to My Death. I believe that's what it's called. Oh my gosh, I should have written it down somewhere. Anyway, so one of the moments that stood out to me is at the beginning of the episode where Annabeth is opening up to Percy about her dad, her step family, her stepmother, um, and she starts touching the ring on her necklace, which I don't think is explicitly stated in the show where that ring comes from, but it's actually her dad's college ring. So it's the only part of him that she still has left, I guess, because she ran away from home. She doesn't have anything else that connects her and her dad. And the fact that she's got his ring on her necklace and she's touching it is like, it's quite, I don't know how you describe it. It's very like, I think she's very emotional when it comes to her dad, but she doesn't like to show it. And like the reason why this stood out to me as like an iconic Percabeth moment is the fact that, you know, she's never shared that with anyone, but she feels like she can be vulnerable around Percy and that she can be 100% honest about how she feels. And, I think it's creating this idea that Percy is like her safe place. Like when she's with him, like she doesn't feel the need to fake it or, you know, um, put on a brave face. Like she can just be herself. And I love that about their relationship. And I'm so happy that the show has created these new moments because as much as I love the books, like the books are written in Percy's perspective, so there's not a lot. You don't get to see much from anybody else's perspective, but it's nice that the show can create these moments where they all get to talk about their backstory, like specifically Annabeth. Like it's these conversations and this friendship that Percy and Annabeth have that make their relationship so special. And I'm happy that the show has incorporated that in there. And Percy says something which is, oh, what does he say? He's like something along the lines of, "Oh, so I've got to earn it with you too." And she's like, "Yeah, maybe." Like she doesn't know herself why she feels this magnetic force pulling her into Percy. Like she doesn't understand what it is. Like she's never felt this with anyone. And I think Percy knows that he's gonna earn that love and he's gonna earn that trust. As obviously the show progresses and the seasons go on, and my God, they're just so cute. I think that's what it is. Like as I'm talking about it, like I wish this was an InVision podcast where you could see how much I smile when I talk about them. Like my cheeks actually hurt sometimes after I record these episodes because I've just been smiling so much. But yeah, I love that the show is taking this really slowly and they're creating these moments where they're having these conversations about things that are important to them and they're both being vulnerable, and I love that because that's the only way I feel like you truly know somebody is if you feel brave enough or you feel comfortable enough to share the things that bother you, I guess. The next scene that we're going to be talking about is at the St. Louis Arch, where Percy and Annabeth are having a conversation. And, Percy says, you've done more for me than my own father has in the last few days. And, if I have to stick with somebody, like, I'd rather stick with you, basically. And that's such a big thing for him to say because up until this point, like him and Annabeth have had like a kind of backwards and forwards relationship. Like they've been arguing and they've been clashing heads and they're just not really getting anywhere with each other. But the fact that he says that, like, and Annabeth realizes, oh, he's about to call me a friend. Like, oh, there's something's changing, and I love that. And I love that. Obviously, he's been poisoned, and he just falls straight into her arms. And he does that a lot in the books as well. And it's like, I wish I could. I wish there was a word to describe it because I don't think that there's a word that you can. I think the same way, like he's her safe place. I think she's also his safe place. And like Percy's one of those people, like if you think about the books, like he doesn't talk a lot about his feelings, but he's very good at like showing them, I guess. And when he falls into her arms, it's like, I trust you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the way like I look at it. And I love the way he just fell into her arms. Like he could have fallen straight onto the floor, but he didn't. He went straight for her, which means that he must trust her. He must trust her enough to just feel safe enough to be like, okay, yeah, I need you. And if I'm gonna fall, I don't want to fall anywhere else but in your arms. Oh, so cute, guys. Honestly, I wish like I could describe to you guys how much I love these two people because they're just affection, affection. Um, Another scene that stood out to me as I was watching the episode was, where after Percy's been poisoned and they're outside and like Annabeth and Grover are like splashing water onto him to heal him basically, and she literally says, okay, look, this isn't working, like we need another way. And suggests like to take him to the temple's altar, and Grover's like, why would we do that, like it doesn't make sense. And she's like, we're gonna go up there and we're gonna ask my mum for help. Now Hannah never asks for help, like she doesn't like to ask for help, but she's willing to go to her mum and pray for his well-being. Now can we just think about that for a second, because it's like I don't think she's ever done that for anyone. Like, she's never asked for help, but she wants to do it to make him better. And I just, that moment, like when, like I was looking at like her face, like it was pure like worry about losing him, and like she realized that the only way that she could save him was to ask her mom for help, and she doesn't like asking for help, but she'll do it for him. And I think that that's a big, big, big moment. And I also think it's the moment where Grover realizes that she has feelings for Percy, because it's like they're just I don't know how to describe it. Like satyrs are very empathetic beings. So like they can understand people's emotions sometimes better than themselves. So I think like the way Arian looks at her like, oh, like wow, she's already changing. Like Percy's been in her life all of a few days, and there's already like, what would you call it? Um a What's the word I'm looking for here? It will come to me. Just give me a second. um, I think he's making her better, and I love that. Like he's showing her that there's more important things in life than getting your mother's approval, or like being the best, or being the best warrior, or the best demigod child. Like there's more to life than that. And I think now that she's met Percy, she's found another reason um to, I don't know, to go on, I guess. I think he's given her like this purpose that she's never had before. And I love that. I love that. I think it's so sweet. And obviously, like one of the best scenes in the episodes, I think, for particularly for Percabeth, like if we're thinking about it, is the scene where Annabeth wants to stay behind to protect Percy from Echidna, and just so it gives Percy a chance to go and heal and for them to continue the quest. Like there was one point in her life where she would have given anything to be the hero of a quest. But what she's realized is that Percy is more important to her than that. Like she doesn't care anymore about that. The only thing at this moment in time she cares about is his safety. And the way he looks at her, he remembers. I think he's sort of remembering what Medusa said, that somebody's going to betray him. That's what the prophecy has told him. Like you shall be betrayed by one who calls you a friend. And the way he looks at her, like when she's like pushed him into the stairwell, like I'm like just as she's about to leave, like he's like, yeah, no, she's not the person from the prophecy. I was wrong, basically. I was wrong about her. Um, and he was like, he gives her riptide. Like that is such a big thing. Like I know for a fact, like he wouldn't trust anybody else apart from her with it. Like the way he was looking at it, like his ass wasn't even considering letting her go. He was like, nah, man. He goes, I would rather die than put my friend in danger. And then, as she's distracted when he's given her riptide, like he pushes her into the stairwell and he slams the door shut. And he does it to protect her. And they have such a giving relationship. And, their just willingness to do anything for each other is just I haven't seen a lot of couples like that. Like I haven't read a lot of characters like that. Oh my gosh, guys, guys, guys. These two, honestly, my heart just every single time I like watch them, I'm just like, wow. Like I think my heart is gonna melt. So you guys are just too cute. So yeah, those were like the main sort of Percabeth moments in this episode. And it's been really hard for me to like break it down. But what I loved about this episode is it showed such a shift and such a change in their relationship. And it's showing this like really slow evolution. And I love it. They're doing it at the right pace. Like they're not going too fast, they're not going too slow. They're just slow and steady. And I love that. Yeah, that is just perfection. Walker and Leah, honestly, like I couldn't praise them enough. Like nothing I can say is gonna be enough. Like there's no words to describe how well they've both done this. And I cannot wait to see more of them in the future because I'm telling you that chemistry is amazing. And I hope that they always have that and they always have really good friends that are able to do it because they're doing such a great job now. Like it makes me think like in seasons to come, my entire heart is just gonna but I'll be okay with it. I'll be like, yeah, that is the Percabeth relationship I've always wanted to see. And I think Rick did such a good job of choosing them. Like I keep saying this and I really believe it. I see a lot of people on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok saying this. It's like Rick just shook the books so hard and Walker and Leah fell out. But I love that. I love them for that. And I can't wait to see more of them. And I'm interested to see what they do in season 2 as well. Season 2 filming starts soon, which I'm really excited for. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what your guys' favorite Perspeth moment was from this episode. Um, I can't pick a favorite. I think they're all really good. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening in. I really appreciate it. I'm glad. I hope you guys are enjoying the slightly shorter parts of these episodes. I'm trying not to make them too long, although I know that the episode next is going to be really long because it's Tunnel of Love. It's episode 5, so I'm going to be talking a lot. But I'm really excited to share with you guys some of the things that I noticed. So thanks again for listening in. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Spotify as well. Episodes are available to stream on both. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, DM me any questions, and I will speak to you guys soon. Mwah. Bye.